It's always a pain when the family hauler decides to start throwing some issues, especially when you're in the middle of other projects, renovations, who knows what. But we're going to fix it. And the point of this isn't to fix a simple problem. The point of this is to get you thinking that there is a methodical approach to take so that way we don't spend money unnecessarily. Because I don't want to throw any more money at things than I absolutely have to. This is one of those cases where I think we've got a very simple fix. Let's see if we can take care of it. First step, to the garage. It decided it was going to throw up the check engine light on me yesterday when I was out for a drive with my family, and it's been giving me intermittent P101 codes, which is typically mass airflow. Let's see if we can figure this out. My scan tool of choice is a Topdon Artidiag 900 BT. This is one of those ones that's got a Bluetooth dongle in the bottom of it, so that way you can move about and work on the car and have the scan tool with no wires attached. There's a link in the description to this guy. This is one of my favorites. Topdon does have a lot of other ones that are less costly, but this one represents the most utility for a pretty good value in terms of being able to do bi-directional stuff, ABS things, airbag, other stuff. But for what we're doing, I've got a pretty good idea where we're headed. So let's hop over to the car, get this plugged in, and let it do its thing. All right, keys on, all that good stuff. We're just going to hit Diagnostics, hit the auto search, and let it do its thing. One nice thing about this is with the auto search, it automatically does all the stuff, comes up with the VIN, asks you a handful of questions, and the best way I like to go is just hit Health Report. It takes you a minute. It'll go through all the steps and tell you what's going on. And so after it's done the health report, it gives you all the issues. And I've got powertrain system and passenger door modules, which includes the tire pressure sensors, which I've removed, haven't programmed out. So let's focus on the mass airflow sensor one. Typically, that's a P0101, and that's mass airflow sensor performance. First thing we can do is check the air filter just to see if it's so plugged it's not even funny. I know it's not, but for the sake of a Diagnostics flowchart, let's go. It shows some sign that there's some dirt in there, but it's not bad enough to cause an issue. So let's keep going a little bit. So after running the health scan, here's what it gives me. Basically, it's telling me what the code is, what its status is, how it's been passed and failed, and interesting thing was last test, it passed, but the one before that passed and failed. So this means this is an intermittent fault and could very well result in a new mass airflow sensor. But we're going to try a few things and try and troubleshoot this and spend as little money as possible while doing it. So the air filter's good. Let's get the mass airflow sensor out and take a look at it and see if there's anything glaringly wrong. Being careful to pay attention to connections as they come apart, because a loose connection could indicate a intermittent fault. And I'm also going to look at the condition of the connections and the wires going into it. If they're corroded or nasty, that'll also give me an indication as to what's going on here. So remember, as you're diagnosing this stuff, there's a lot of things that can go into it. So one thing at a time. Let's get this mass airflow sensor out. With the mass airflow sensor out, let's take it over to the bench and look at it and see what's going on. So mass airflow sensors need to be clean. It's what they do, it's how they work. They apply a current through here, and how much it cools off determines how much air is going by, and that's how it measures how much air is going into the engine to make all those fuel calculations. But right off the bat, I can see there's a couple bits of this screen that are unhappy, and there's some weed seeds stuck in there. Don't know how. I've always run this with an air filter, but things happen. There's no telling if it's not a perfect seal on the air filter. Who knows? So I'm just going to wipe this thing down externally so that way I don't make a mess of it. And I've got some mass airflow sensor cleaner here. I'm going to clean it up, knock the junk off of it, and we're going to see if this makes it better. I'm hoping it does, because I don't really want to buy a new mass airflow sensor. Last I checked, they were somewhere in the neighborhood of $100, but it's $100 that I'd rather not spend. Let's clean things up. Quickly reading the instructions, Basically, just spray down all the bits. I've got some white paper towels under the mass airflow sensor. We're going to see what comes off. So now with the mass airflow sensor drying, I'm going to come over here and just put eyeballs on things and see if there's any other issues that would make this fail like it did. All right, based off what I'm seeing, the wires themselves look okay. There's no corrosion in there along the backside. There's nothing there that would give me indication that this is an issue. Now, if the problem persists, before I buy a new one, I'm going to grab a wiring diagram and check for power. I don't have one for this one right in front of me, so I'm going to have to get one of those real soon. But barring that, check for power in all the appropriate places with the key on, all that good stuff, because I'm assuming this guy's got to have power. It's a hot wire anemometer. Basically, it just heats the wire, air coming by cools it like I previously talked about. So short term, we're going to put that guy back in. I'm going to grab a vacuum and clean out the air box there. It's just one of those things. I'm in here. I might as well do it. It'll make me feel better about stuff, and, we're going to keep going. So from here, back to the scan tool, I'm going to clear the fault code. We're going to take it for a drive. There's a big hill just up the road from me here that under a good load, if it's going to throw the code, it should do it there. Let's go find out. So just for fun, I've got it on the data stream for the mass airflow sensor. And every time I crack the throttle, we can see the bar graph move. We also have the measured rate. I don't know if that's perfectly correct or not. Doesn't matter. But the point is, I've got the data stream up, and I'm going to watch this to see if there's any communication errors as I go for this quick test drive. So far, everything appears to be okay. That big spike, I just climbed a hill at wide open just to see if it would toss the code. So far, no code. So far, no communication errors. I think we may have solved the problem with just some basic troubleshooting. So here's the other side of that hill, big, long, sweeping right-hander uphill. Here's the data stream. I'm going to lean on it a little bit here once I get around the corner and see what it does. It gradually increased like it was supposed to. So after the drive, we're back here pretty much where we started. But you know something? I drove it around for a while. We climbed some hills, low speed stuff, mid throttle stuff. I didn't find any issues with the data stream that it was giving me. It didn't throw the code again. So I think the $10 can of mass airflow cleaner saved the day. Is that going to be the case with everything? No. But the point of this is to show that there is a methodical approach to take through diagnosing all these little things. It's not that hard. Just work through things one bit at a time, being aware of what's going on. And I know that you can find pretty much any problem that goes on with your daily drivers, your race cars, your hot rods, all the above. Simple things are usually the problem, and a simple thing like the mass airflow sensor being dirty appears to have been my problem with this, which is nice. I didn't want to have to spend the money or wait for a mass airflow sensor to come in, but now I know everything's okay. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.